We have always carried the cultures of other people. I mean, the great example, some of you are Eastern European Jews like me. So you know from Gefilte Fish. There's nothing Jewish about Gefilte Fish. We stole it from the Russians, you know. The diet that all of us identify as Jewish, right? Rye bread, corned beef, kreplach, borscht, right? These are Russian, Polish, Eastern European foods that we koshered. Now, that's part of the process. What makes it assimilatable? What assimilation strengthens us and what assimilation weakens us? Part of it is it kosherable? Can you make it kosher? Okay? Can you make the foods, the language, the culture, the values, the art forms kosher? Okay? Sephardic Jews, Persian Jews, Mizrahi Jews eat other foods because they drew from their cultures. We speak our languages. We speak Yiddish. Yiddish is 80% German, 15% Hebrew, 5% everything else in the world. Chinese, Persians speak Judeo-Persian. Sephardim speak Ladino, right? There's a Judean Italian. Wherever we lived, we sort of messed with the language. We messed with the culture. We've adopted, assimilated, digested, brought it into us, and made it part of us. The question is, what is creative assimilation and what is destructive assimilation? When does assimilation become destructive? When have you tried to digest something which is poisonous? Right? This becomes an interesting question. I mean, you can think of some examples of things that we refuse to assimilate. We refuse to assimilate the idea of that God had one son named Jesus. That was a very popular idea, God's giving birth to men. That was a very popular idea, but we refuse to assimilate that idea. There are other things we refuse to assimilate, right? And there are things that we assimilated that we now regret that we assimilated. I mean, it's just a very interesting story. It's a very sophisticated, very complicated story of a Jewish assimilation. And when assimilation is a blessing, the great historian Gerson Cohn wrote a famous essay called The Blessings of Assimilation. And when assimilation is a curse, when adopting cultural forms from the outside poison the Jewish heart. That's the question that we're going to be asked here, because we're going to come into contact with two local cultures.